We're gonna roll this thing out hard here.
Oh yeah, let's go, man. We're here to entertain the people.
Straight up, it's coming. It's coming.
It's here to entertain the fucking people.
It's coming.
It's gonna be good.
We're gonna entertain them.
Here.
Oh yeah, we got.
We're gonna educate them.
Good.
And some need to get slapped around.
Yeah. But neon out the mud. Before I get it out the mud, I stay on top of my fitness and hit the shower, clean it up, and then get back to the business. I don't care about who did it, I ain't worried who didn't. I head directly to the back, so I'll be there in a minute. I got expensive taste, the rollie got a different face, for surely I be in them places they won't let you pass the gate. Post it up, sipping $1,000 scotches.
All right, well, we're gonna roll this thing out here. This is our second episode, the How You Doing show. I'm here with Rob Lindquist, Ricky Medeiros.
How you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing?
And we got cannabis advocate, Travis Cullen, all the way out here from Minnesota
Hell yeah.
with his Freedom Soda.
Freedom soda.
Oh, this is delicious.
Heck yeah. Oh, you got the orange. Yeah, the orange is really good.
Rob's taking a little sample.
Yeah.
Well, Trav, what's going on, man?
This would be great with vodka.
You need sugar cubes?
I'm just a cannabis entrepreneur from Minnesota. I had the good fortune of being locked up with some good Boston guys when I was doing my 8 years in federal prison for 700 pounds of marijuana, and that's how we're all linked in. And I'm out here representing Freedom Soda on your beautiful show.
And this is a fairly new thing, this Freedom Soda of yours.
Yep, this comes out of the Minnesota low potency hemp market. We have THC sodas are huge in Minnesota right now.
Yeah.
And I've been fortunate enough to get into this industry with everybody else. It's been the low potency hemp-derived market in Minnesota has exploded for about 18 months, and I've been part of it for about a year.
No way.
Yep, it's great.
But now you just coined this Freedom Soda.
Yeah, so
pretty recently, right?
Yeah, so I entered the cannabis space again from doing construction because it was illegal or whatever, and I opened up a store, Laughing Waters.
Yeah,
and
the
then
THC expert.
Yeah, THC expert. Yep, representing, and then after that was going, I'm buying products and I'm seeing the industry, and then that's when my advocacy came, and the Freedom Soda came out of my advocacy and my passion behind the federal sentencing system for marijuana. It's disgusting.
A lot of inmates locked up right now for nonviolent marijuana crimes.
100%.
And now it's legal, and people are selling it, making money, and they're selling many times more what these fellas were busted with.
Yeah.
And these guys are able to profiteer from it now.
Yeah.
And there's people rotting away in prison right now.
Well, I'll just give you how someone that spent 8 years in prison from age 21 to 30, I was never really in trouble before that. This is how it happened to me as far as the advocacy and everything. So I came home from prison in 2013. The whole time I was in prison, I was committed to construction. I just committed to doing something besides going back to prison. You know, I knew I spent all my 20s in there. I seen all sorts of people with life sentences, and I just worked construction. And then I ended up with a granite countertop business, and I did that diligently for 8 years, worked hard. And then all of a sudden I'm smoking weed every day, driving around smoking weed every day, smoking weed, love marijuana. The whole time I was in prison, loved marijuana. So then I'm reading the paper, I see Minnesota just passed low potency marijuana, and then I'm hearing from my buddies, because I'm from Minneapolis. That's where I'm from. I have a lot of friends there. I'm hearing so-and-so's got a gummy line over there. So-and-so's got a gummy line. So I'm hearing all this. I'm like, man, I'm getting back in the weed. It's legal. I'm not going to prison again. We can sell weed. I can't believe this. This is crazy. So it starts with the gummies. And then right away, I start getting into the gummies. I buy a gummy machine, and then boom, it hits me. Right when I spend the first money to invest in the marijuana business, I go, wow. What about my people locked up still? I said, because through the federal system, then I start going through the troves of my memories, going to the law library, my appeal, getting sentenced to 135 months when I was 21 for cannabis, a strictly cannabis case.
Now, when you were 21, right?
Yeah,
That's when you got busted?
Yeah,
So let's rewind a little bit before that. How did you get into the business? Did you grow up smoking weed?
Yeah, I grew up smoking weed, ADHD, misbehaved kid, youth.
Did you start selling it because you were sick of paying for it? So you were trying to
I was just
sell the smoke for
a
free?
hustler. I loved it. I loved the plant. Sell the smoke for free, and plus it's just kind of like the movement. I was into rap music, selling weed, just coming up like young '90s kids. Dr. Dre, like the Chronic, and the weed was weed was great. And then I grew up with the firm belief in stick with grass, save your ass.
Okay.
So
then when did it start moving up to the next level? Like what led you into this 700-pound bus as a 21-year-old kid?
Well, so basically I got caught selling a quarter pound my senior year. So I was locked up 6 months my senior year. Right? I'm gone.
Quarter pound.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Man, what are they doing out there in Minneapolis? Not much.
Yeah, well, that's what happened. So I get out of juvenile in 2000, right? And this is like
How long did they give you for that again?
6 months. I did my senior year. Well, I got caught. In all fairness, I got caught selling the quarter pound. Got some probation. They put you on probation.
You weren't good at selling it, I guess.
Yeah.
No, I know.
Listen,
You learn though. I got good later. You learn from the rats. They teach you when you get how you get caught. You gotta have somebody telling you.
Also, by the way, this is Freedom Soda. I mean, I'm actually high already for a body.
Oh, it's
high.
banging. Freedom Soda's banging.
What flavor you got, Rob?
It's like
Root
almost
beer
like an
or
orange
orange?
crush.
Yep.
Oh, perfect.
You know,
Rob
this
usually
is
just
perfect.
crushes
This
stuff
would
and
be great
tastes
for
it
the
later.
boat.
Love it.
So you start moving up, you start selling some weed, you meet another guy,
Yes,
guy.
2000. I'm selling swag. We're selling. I remember pounds of weed. We're selling for $1,000 at that time back in 2000.
seeds,
With
mid-grade?
seeds, yeah, it's
Reggie?
jumping. And so
Yeah, you were getting like 300 off the rip.
yeah, selling. Yep, flipping the pounds, and eventually we started going to California and trafficking swag from California, and then we started getting it from Canada. We were shipping it over the Rainy River up in the northern Minnesota and getting it over there. And then, I was selling big BC bud back in 2000.
Beast is
Yep.
British Columbia.
Yep. We were getting it a couple 100 pounds at a time from Canada and making $400 a pound.
They're all
So,
hydro.
yep, hydro and brickweed. And then eventually I got a load. I had a load coming from California. Like we were moving so much. I had a restaurant. I was 21 years old. I had a restaurant, a cabin.
You had a really good time.
Yeah, I was selling a lot of weed. I got really familiar with the cannabis business, and I made a lot of money in
What type of restaurant?
Mikey's Pizza and Subs.
Okay,
Yep,
yeah,
Como
Pizza and
Avenue,
Sub
15
shop.
The
7.
washing machine.
15.
Mikey's Wash Machine and Company.
Yeah, pretty much.
was there a little extra oregano in the pizza?
Yeah.
Don't you think? I think it's phenomenal. I may be high from this stuff, but I think this is phenomenal that you can actually make this and sell it, and it's legal, and you're not getting arrested.
Yeah, it is. It's like my life is full circle.
How are you doing the production with the product?
We have I have a manufacturer that does all that. I work with a manufacturer. I'm more into the selling the pain. Like I'm more into the marketing
It
aspect
tastes
of it.
delicious.
So you caught your case when you was 21.
Yep.
You
So-
federal case.
Yep.
you
So
go right in
a guy was coming back with 700 pounds from California. I sent him out there. He's coming in the truck and he got busted and he set me up.
for a controlled buy.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
100%.
Was that the first time that they were watching you? Or
No,
were they
it just
watching
all
you for a
happened
while?
instantly. The truck got caught coming from California.
The guy went, "Oh yeah,
It was
this is my
done.
boss."
The DEA came and grabbed me at my restaurant. The FBI came and got me, and then the case started.
So did they grab everything after that? Did they grab your restaurant and everything you owned?
They just put you,
The restaurant closed after you got arrested.
yeah, pretty much, yeah. Everything just went after I went out of jail. So
So you're 21, get arrested, wrap up your court case.
you
By
get
the
the
time you're
700
22,
pounds. Yeah, you're negotiating. I got 135 months.
135 months.
yep, for
As a 22-year-old kid
Yep.
going to federal penitentiary.
Yep.
What's that like on the bus ride in?
So I started at the Low in Sandstone.
Yeah.
And then I got in a fight there, and they sent me to Terre Haute, Indiana. And that's when I okay, I'm in prison now. This isn't going to be easy.
One day he just said, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, pretty much when I walked down the yard, Sandstone's like a real laid back, low security. When I walked down the yard in Terre Haute, I was like, oh,
You
okay.
able to buy weed in prison?
Yeah. a chapstick
Was it
cap is $50.
available? Very available.
Yeah, it's just expensive. So like if you
You
take
can
a
get anything
you
anywhere.
take a chapstick
I got a feeling you had good canteen.
in prison.
Yeah, because I'm saying you were in the business. Some of your friends probably kept
Dude, when I
money.
was in Terre Haute, Indiana at 22 years old, just trying to survive, bro. I was not like if you try to like hustle in there, like yeah, I'll hustle a little bit, but I had to be low key. I wasn't. I was reading a Chuck Zito book. He said it best. I was in my
I
cell.
used to love Chuck Zito. Remember that show Oz?
Yeah, yep. I was sitting in my cell reading this book, right? And it said, I'll never forget this. I was on my bunk, on the top bunk. I was like 150 pounds. I was not a rat, and I was coming out my cell, participating in prison activities, as you say. But I was reading the book, and it said, if you're white and you're skinny and you're in prison and you're young, you're gonna have a tough time. You're gonna have to fight a lot. And I was like, I'm white, I'm skinny, I'm young. I was like, fuck, I gotta start fighting. You know what I mean?
You probably got a rep pretty quick. I bet you can fight.
No, I'm not gonna embellish, something that
No,
I can
I know.
fight. Yeah, oh yeah,
No,
you
I
gotta
understand.
fight, but it's like if you look for trouble there, like if
You'll
I was like,
find
oh,
it.
you're gonna find it right away.
Yeah.
So yeah, if somebody comes to me and takes something, I gotta fight for my life. I'll die for that. But like as far as like, fronting out
nothing.
money
Yeah.
and gambling, drugs, like no, I knew to stay away from that.
Stay in your lane.
Yeah, I wanted to get out of there. And then
That's a lot of time, man.
8 years. Yeah, I read a lot. I was very interested in the world. I read a
You
lot.
learned a lot in there.
Yeah, and I was actually lucky enough when I was in Sandstone. I was with a guy named Tony Pepito, and he's passed away now. He became a very strong mentor of mine in prison, and he really helped me. I was in Sandstone with him, and then he actually got sent to Terre Haute. He's 70 when he got sent to Terre Haute, and he'd already been in, and he was Italian mafia. He'd already been to Terre Haute before when it was an old penitentiary. So he knew the whole system because he had to go there for
You
medical.
knew all the people.
Yeah, and then he liked me because he seen me getting a fight in the unit, and then like plus we just kind of started talking. So I got really close with him. So I ended up hanging out with a lot of Italians, and they were older and wiser. And that was another thing I did. I stuck around like way older people, like not even like I was 20. I was hanging out with like 60 and 70 years old. Like
Old criminals.
yeah, and I would just sit there and
Some
listen.
of those guys are really cool.
Oh yeah, I
Must
mean
have some
Oh, you must
great
have some good stories from them.
I did.
You got wonderful stories.
I did. I was in there with some people that were amazing. I can say, yeah, Peter Gotti was at one joint. I didn't talk to him a lot, and then there was other like old school mafia bosses that I'm not going to sit here and say
Yeah,
their
we don't
name.
need a name.
We don't need
names.
the
But
name.
we were getting it. I would sit and like I was just a kid that was privileged enough to listen, and I never furthered up the relationships or nothing, but like that's kind of what I did because and then I would watch them all die in prison. And then I realized,
That must have been kind of sad.
yeah, Tony wrote me a letter after I had went to Fort Dix and transferred out, and he said, "Man, I'm dying in prison. I got stomach cancer, and don't do this, Travis. This is the worst thing in the world, dying in prison right now. I just want to be with my family."
What was he in for?
He was with the Bellisteri mob out of Milwaukee, and they put him in on a bullshit cocaine case. If you look into it, actually, he was selling coke to the Milwaukee Brewers. Allegedly. Nah, but
He had a really good time with them.
No, he did. He was in prison since 1980, and he died. It's still
They haven't
coke.
been good ever since.
No murder. No murder. He was in prison since 1980, and
That's kind of ridiculous.
he died in 2012.
Now when you were inside, was there a lot of people like your case that was strictly weed cases? That
Few, not a lot. There was a few. I would say it was a lot of guns, a lot of meth, a lot of bank robbers, a lot of crack. And then I started seeing the mortgage frauds coming in towards the end because of the recession. I went in 2004, recession, mortgage fraud, and then they start coming in like 2012. You see the little dark. Would you do mortgage fraud? I was like, okay. That's how I learned about society. You just see the trends. Because when I went in the 2000s, it was still weed, meth, crack.
But weed was starting to legalize.
I said
in the
that to-
country when you got locked up. Right?
Yeah, when I got sentenced in 2004, I asked my judge, I was like, Judge Richard Kyle, he was actually good to me. My prosecutor asked for 20 years at my sentencing for some reason. I was a 21-year-old kid. And
What did they ask for?
20 years, or like 17 years to 20 years or something, the high end of the guideline range.
Okay.
And then the judge spared me. He gave me the low end of the guideline range, 135 months. So ended up doing 8 years.
You eligible for good time?
No, I appealed on Booker, and he gave me I had a 5-year minimum mandatory, and then a case named Blakely came out and it made the guidelines advisory. So I appealed on that, and that was the real reason the prosecutor wanted. So because we objected when these things were coming at my sentencing, because like basically I took my plea, Blakely came out. It's a case where the government, where the sentencing guidelines got made advisory. So before this, the government, you could literally go in, they would say, okay, all the rats just told us in testimony that we have this much drug amount on you. So we're going to add up your guideline sentence to this. You are a level, I remember mine like yesterday. I came out to a level 34, category 3, and then you take a thing called acceptance of responsibility. That's the only downward departure you get if you're not a rat. You get 3 points off your sentence. And that brought me down to level 31, category 3, 135 months. And the judge told me, and I asked him, I said, Judge, they just did medical marijuana in California. I'm 21 years old. You're sentencing me to half my life. What is going on? And he just told me, he said, Travis, based upon the evidence in front of me and what's going on, this is the lowest sentence I can give you. And so I had a 5-year minimum mandatory. And because he said that, I got to come back in front of him, and he dropped me down to 111 months, and I did 8 years. No rat shit, none of that shit. I got all my paperwork.
That was pretty nice of him.
Yeah, it was cool. But what was even nicer, since we made that objection, the prosecutor asked for 20 years, 17 to 20 years, and wanted to pull my plea. He wanted to pull my plea too.
Was he a young guy?
Yeah. What?
Was he young, trying to make a name for himself?
He was mad at my lawyer. That's how that shit goes in the kangaroo court.
Yeah,
they
right.
get in an argument.
Right.
And they know they're going to see each other. Or the last client my lawyer would tell me, because I had Joe Freebridge, save him a lot, love Joe. If they got mad about the last case, then you're up, and then you're getting booked.
Yeah.
Especially when there's no cooperation.
So you get
involved.
to reap those benefits.
Yeah.
What's going on with America? I mean, I never realized people.
Well, here, let me finish what I was saying about the guidelines being advisory before I forget, because I smoke a lot of weed. So that case Booker actually made. So before Booker and Blakely, the guidelines were mandatory. That would mean that the prosecutor, whatever the heck they came up with as far as your drug amount through hearsay testimony. That's the problem with the federal system. They add up the drug amount off a hearsay testimony. So my case, I got caught with 700 pounds, right? That's mine. I sent the driver to get 700 pounds. You got that. I accept that. But no, that's not what I went to prison for. I went to prison for 2,200 kilos in a thing called leader organizer, where they give you a 4-point enhancement.
Wow.
Yeah, and that was all testimony. So they took the one load. They said, okay, how many times have you done this for Travis? And he's like, oh, I did it, 10 times. They're like, oh, that's 7,000 pounds. And then we negotiate it down to fucking. So if I would have just been driving it myself, so future criminals, do dirt by yourself. If I would have just drove it myself, I would have got 5 years, and my life would have been completely different.
I would have gotten 2.5.
Yeah, you do 5 years, you do 2.5, get the drug program.
When you got out of the cooler, were you still on like federal probation?
Yeah, 4 years federal probation.
Yeah, but think of all the extra experience you got.
Straight.
Yeah, I just met a girl. I'm so every day I wake up so fucking happy to be out of prison, bro. I don't care. I worked a granite shop. Like I'm not. It's gonna have to be something.
So when you got out of jail, when did you first start thinking about? When did you first start thinking about this product?
I did not think about marijuana at all. I was fucking traumatized from doing it.
You got out of the
I didn't think about anything. I worked granite, Epic Granite. I had a construction company. I worked it faithfully 70 hours a week plus for 8 years. I didn't think about marijuana until the state of Minnesota legalized it. And then I was like, fucking, I hate doing granite. I'm sick of working construction. Plus I was 40. You can do that. That's a young man's game. 30 to 40, you can bust your ass. Now it's like, and I started thinking about THC, and I never thought it would go this good or anything would happen to me. But because right away, before I was even thinking about Freedom Soda or Laughing Water Store, I'm thinking about the inmates, because I always had a lot of empathy in my heart. That's just how I am. I swear I can feel people's pain. And I just right away, I said, so Minnesota's my small little world. I said, damn, we just legalized fucking weed. But I was in the federal system, because not a lot of people know about the federal system, especially when it comes to marijuana sentence. I said, man, I was just in the fucking federal system. I know there's guys trapped in the system too. So I'm going to start talking about them.
They're still trapping them with the hearsay?
Oh, yeah. This federal system has not changed. The new game for the feds on the marijuana, I've been watching them, is they like to get the companies that are stepping outside the state lines and indict you and give you fucking 10 years.
Yeah, the ones that ain't following by the rules.
Yeah, if you step outside the state lines, the feds will come to you. If you do it like so, if the state has a legal
can't do
system
no
set
backdoor
up,
deals.
but it's got to be big now. They're a lot more reasonable, and they pick and choose. And then if they have money, you can take money and like they pick and choose. But the country is facing other crises called fentanyl. Fucking leave the weed alone. And then does the government really want weed being sold on the street at all anymore with these dangerous drugs that can get mixed into them? Fuck no. I would think they'd want it off the streets.
And you would think they want to empty out the jails, right? Every jail you talk about is all overcrowded. And it's like, why don't you just let everybody out that's been busted on their drug charges? Let them out.
Yeah, it's not going to be. The politicians have to fix this problem in a major way, and they're not going to do it because they look at a lot of the law enforcement look at when they legalize marijuana, they're losing a tool. They don't care about weed. No cop cares about fucking weed, but they want to be able to search your car because it smells like weed still and maybe find a gun or take your weed or take the car too. I don't know.
Good point.
I'm not really a cop hater.
So how did you get into the advocacy thing? Like,
just my conscience. So my conscience was calling me. And then a couple of years ago, I was watching a Netflix special called for the Need for Weed with Randy Lanier. And I messaged him. I was like, because Randy Lanier, I don't know if people know his story. He's a race car driver. Yeah, from Florida. He's just the most amazing.
He had a race team. He was selling weed to support it, and he was a good racer.
Yeah, he was winning. He was winning. Weed people, we win. We're the fucking shit. Yeah. No, that's my. So I
when you say that, I looked all up about him. He's the man.
Yeah, that's my mentor. Yeah, he messaged me back because like we have the same case.
Is he still smoking?
Rob.
Yeah. He messaged me back. So I'm working. I was building a house at the time, and like I remember I watched the movie, and like I was actually in a tough place, and I was working on the house, and it was a huge remodel project, and it was fucking tough. And I remember watching that movie, and I was like, man, this dude is dope. He's amazing. And I like in prison, I lead with my paperwork. That's what you do. I led with my case. I said, hey, here's my case. Anybody look up my case. Travis Michael Cullen. It's all over the Google. I said, here's my case, man. I said, thank God you're home. You're amazing how you got out. It just brings tears in my eyes because what this man went through is unfucking believable. He got sentenced to life in prison. When you get sentenced to life in prison in feds, you're fucking done, bro.
Just for cannabis.
Just cannabis case. He was bringing in barges. If you watch the movie, like he was selling a lot of weed.
So you reached out to this guy?
Yeah, and he messaged me back. Yeah, he messaged me back. Yeah, he was like, man, that's dope, bro. He's like, yeah, I'm out. He's like, I'm glad you're out. And he's just real down to earth. And I kind of just put it in the back of my mind, because I was building the house. And it was just nice to hear. Because like anybody that's done the kind of time I've done for cannabis, if you've done time like I've done, we can just talk. Especially if you've done federal time and like we just get through the bullshit. We know what's up. So yeah, and then I finished the house, and then I get in the weed, and then right away, I think about Randy. I'm like, man, I gotta help my people, man. Randy, because I knew he was doing advocacy work. I said, yo, Randy, I'm selling weed now. Like I'm selling low dose edibles, THC, through the legal market. I'm like, man, I want to help the inmates. Obviously they're calling me. I started going to events and putting their pictures out, and got involved with Freedom Grow, and got involved in the advocacy, and yeah. That's what led me into the soda. So we go to events. We put the inmates' pictures at all the cannabis events. And we say, hey, help us. These people are in prison. You guys are making money. Can you help us, please?
And they only represent nonviolent
marijuana inmates.
Travis, with so many victims, how do you pick which one?
We got to find them. A lot of times I Google every morning federal marijuana indictments or marijuana inmates. And a lot of times the inmates that we already know in there, they'll say, hey man, these people will help you. So Freedom Soda, I just got a couple inmates that I work with really closely, and I'm trying to keep my circle. Like I represent all marijuana inmates. I want to get big. I want to get the revenue big.
Right.
So I'm really trying to help these few inmates just a lot, and their cases are horrible. I'm highlighting, Edwin Rubis, he's been in prison since 1998 for Mexican brickweed, and we are a local. I don't mean to say Mexican brickweed. I love everybody. Right? Yeah, swag we call it. So he's been in prison since 1998. We're actually lucky enough to get an interview with him. He's going to call us in about 10 minutes. So he's one of my guys, and then Parker Coleman.
1998.
He's been in prison since 1998 for cannabis, 40 years.
26 years.
So is he doing time?
And he's got 8 years left. He's got 40 years. So in 40 years, you do 85%, quick math, 34 years. He's been in 28, 6?
26.
Yep, so he's got 8 years left. Probably any loss. I heard I know he's just an amazing, I didn't hear, I've talked to him. He's got college degrees. He's one of those guys that he's been in there just reading, trying to better his life. And that's the thing with Randy. So this is back to the point with these guys that can go to prison with these long sentences and be so beautiful to the earth and just care about people and love, like Randy Lanier.
Like you get locked away for a life sentence, and then you go into a federal prison system. Like how do you keep yourself going with hopes
I
to
don't
get
know.
out when you got a life sentence?
That's why these guys are my mentors, because to go through that kind of stuff and to be able to, those are leaders. That's what I want to be like. I want to love the world. I want to be calm. I want to be able to handle everything. You know what I mean? Those are real leaders.
Make a difference.
Make a difference. Sell freedom. So to sell a product, I don't want to yell. I don't want to argue. I want to sell a product. I want to talk about the inmates in prison, because it really bothers me that there's so many people making so much money and that these men's lives are being wasted. Like, I don't care at all about me going to prison. I really had a good time in there. I don't fucking care. I was a young kid. Like, honestly,
I love this guy.
straight up, bro. Like,
Listen,
I was
nobody
kicking
figures it out until your 30s anyway.
Yeah,
so you're
I mean,
good.
fuck, bro. I was going anyway.
Listen, you got a good college education in there.
But what is Edwin doing in there, man?
I know.
Fuck, that's the problem, man. Why?
The straight cannabis, and is he like Randy, who never got caught with a gram of weed? His case?
No, never got caught with a gram of weed. It was all hearsay testimony. And then the worst part about Edwin's is the leader of his conspiracy fucking testified on him, got 20 years. And then Edwin went to trial because he didn't feel like he was involved in the conspiracy. And in America, you should be able to go to trial and not have your sentence doubled, but that's not how it is in the feds. If you go to
No, he was actually working underneath the guy, and the guy who was above him got
cooperated
and got less time.
Yep.
And Edwin
Disgusting.
Kept his mouth shut.
So he's more culpable in the conspiracy. He was fucking egging the shit on. Edwin, he's like, hey, Edwin. He told me the story. I guess he got robbed for some drugs. This is the 90s, back when big cocaine.
Yep.
And he was involved with some bad guys, no doubt. And maybe he should have even went to prison 5 years. 6 years, 7 years, but come on, man. What's going on? How long he's been in? He's had articles in the USA Today. He's had all sorts of press. You Google his name, Free Edwin Rubis. They Freedom Grow, all sorts of organizations have been representing him.
That's unbelievable, because if you get a federal case for cannabis, you can do 40 years. But in some states, you get a state murder case and
in and out, probation sometimes.
Years,
there's
years.
Life's not fair in this.
You know what I mean?
That's
But
crazy.
Just because
It's
it's
crazy.
federal,
Think about it. You can take somebody's life and you do less than 20.
and you
It's
sell
insane,
cannabis,
right?
and you get a life sentence in Randy Lanier's
Right.
case.
And you're not hurting
Yeah,
anyone.
and these guys,
Edwin Rubis's case, he gets 40 years.
and that's what you hear, social equity for marijuana. Now, they want to distract social equity and say, oh, it's about something else. No, it's about the fact that people have spent decades in prison for the same thing other more privileged people are selling. So I want to get in the industry. And Minnesota's got one of the most progressive, best bills in the country, and I love it. I get social equity because I was in prison for 8 years, so it helps me with my
I
application
was just
process.
about to ask you that. Did you get any assistance? Because
Yeah,
you did
no.
18 years?
So we're not quite to the. Oh, here's Edwin right here.
From a federal prison. You will not be charged for this call. This call is
I'm gonna
from
switch this back here.
Edwin Rubis. To accept this call, press 5. To block this, you may begin speaking now.
This is crazy right here.
What up, brother? Travis here. How are you?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
Good. So I got you all mic'd up. I'm at the How You Doing show, and I was just explaining your case. I kind of let in with the fact that you've been in prison since 1998, and you got a cannabis case, and you know.
How you doing, Edwin?
Yeah, I'm doing okay. Despite the circumstances. I've been in prison actually 25 and a half years, going on 26. I came in at the beginning of 1998 and for a cannabis crime, a conspiracy, nonviolent. That means there were no victims involved, and it's not considered a violent offense. And there were no weapons, guns, any type of guns or money or drugs that were found on me during my arrest. And that was that's the reason why I received what is called the trial penalty.
Yeah, I was just telling them about that. Yeah.
Because you didn't cooperate, they
Well,
stung you.
any exercised his right to trial to prove the evidence against him. You had so your case was all hearsay, right, Edwin?
Yes, basically it was hearsay. They didn't really have much evidence other than testimony from other people, and that basically claimed that I was present and that I was involved in the marijuana transactions that took place in the indictment, and that's what the prosecutor used. It also used hearsay to connect me in different ways, but yes, it was basically hearsay.
So one transaction that you supposedly made got you a 40-year sentence.
No, he was a. You were.
No. Yeah, it was actually, well, they claimed, the indictment claimed 12 transactions. And the reason why I was involved in a partial way in the transactions was because I owed drug debt. And, that was during a time where I was addicted to drugs and I was not doing very well. But anyway, so I tried to do a drug deal. Drug deal went bad and I lost a vast amount of drugs. In the amount of over $100,000, and so the owner of the drugs basically threatened me and my family if we didn't pay the money back. So he gave me the option to travel with transporters to the south border to try to pay the debt, the drug debt, and that's what I did. And so each transaction basically was based. On things that I needed to do at the time to try to pay the drug debt back, to the.
So how many kilos did the government make up and say you're responsible for it?
Okay, well, anyway, so during those 12 times that I supposedly, that they say that I went down to the Rio Grande Valley to help transport marijuana, I'm looking from my perspective of what I, brought back was probably in the maybe 700-800 kilos.
And I just want to say I know a lot of people don't agree with this, but I just want to say thank you for doing that. We needed that shit.
Okay, yes. And anyway, so what happened is the government inflated the amounts because I didn't cooperate with them and I wouldn't say anything, and I did not plead guilty. They inflated that amount to I think it was like 3,659 kilos. Of marijuana that everyone else distributed. So since I was the only person that proceeded to trial, they decided they wanted to pin all the drugs of the conspiracy on me. And so that basically enhanced my sentence astronomically. And, and they also added other enhancements, that went along with it. Leadership enhancement.
That's insane.
Yes, which I was not a leader, and they knew that. But they said that since I was president and I was also part of the transportation of the drugs, that I oversaw, others bringing in drugs. So that's why they gave me a leadership role, and they gave me 4 levels under the guidelines, and they also gave me 2 levels for a gun that some of the witnesses basically. This call is from a federal prison. That they had seen me carry a gun, on one occasion or two. So
another alleged incident. How old were you? How old were you when you went in, Edwin?
I was 29 years old. Right now, yes, 29. And right now, I'm 55.
So at 29 years old, getting a 40-year sentence, how do you make right with that? Did it take a while for you to make right with that, or is it guys like Travis? Was there like a lot of guys like Travis that help advocate to give you hope, or has that only recently started in the recent years with the legalization of marijuana?
I'm going to tell you this: the first couple of years, I was extremely depressed, and I was without hope, and I tried to commit suicide. I tried to take my own life, and I couldn't help my family. My children were on the streets. My ex-wife was in the streets. I couldn't support her financially, so she ended up moving with my mother. But still, I couldn't fathom the reality that I was going to spend the next 35, 36, 37, 40 years in prison. And so that happened at the beginning of my sentence, but then something clicked, and I was able to find a spiritual redemption of some sort, I guess you could call it. I call it my intervention, spiritual intervention. and I was able to get out of that whole depression. And and as for people that have been helping me and they have been giving me hope, that has only happened within the last I want to say 8 years, 7 or 8 years. And and it's people like Travis, that basically it just um, it helped me to see that there's light at the end of the tunnel. They helped me to see that that no matter what, there's got to be a reason and a purpose for all this at the end of the day. So Travis has been a blessing to me. In that aspect, I believe he has good intentions. He's got a good heart to want to help the prisoners, and I know he wants to help me. So that is what keeps me going, day by day. Knowing that people out there care.
Oh, we do.
But at the beginning, trust me, it wasn't.
No, I know the whole attitude on cannabis has changed. And let me just say one thing before I forget. That's 7,000 pounds that you allegedly sold. There's companies growing that every day now, like 7,000 pounds. I would think that's or not every day, but like every crop, they're getting 7,000 pounds. So like, it's completely ridiculous.
Massachusetts just did 1.8 billion in retail sales this past year.
Yeah.
So Edwin, to simplify what happened, you got busted with pretty much you were involved in one bust, but then they multiplied it because somebody said you were involved in
no bust.
6, 7. You weren't even involved in the bust.
Caught with anything.
But suppose if you're involved in.
But like I said, I don't try to minimize, my involvement, and basically selling or transporting marijuana. At the time, I'm not going to say that I'm a victim because I'm not, and I'm not innocent. But I do want to say that is basically harsh, for them to have sentenced me to this kid. Like I said, I could have taken responsibility from the beginning, which I did. And I wanted to, but my attorney didn't really do a good job. I guess
it's hard to swallow. What did they offer you? 20 years?
22.
Yeah, it's hard to swallow 22 years. I wanted to go to trial. I took 11 years, and my lawyer said, I said, what's going to happen if I go to trial? He said, you're going to lose and get 20. So it's just hard to take, man. It's really, really hard to take.
But like I said, so the thing now, that's my 25 and a half years are pretty much gone. I lost my my wife and my children. Now they're in their late 20s. One of them just turned 30 years old, and and I left them when one of them was 3, the other one was 5, and the other one wasn't even born. My wife was 3 months pregnant when I got arrested. So it's been a struggle, and my youngest son right now, he's homeless and he's mentally unstable. And, he's running the streets. He got arrested for destroying private property.
How old is he?
He's about 25.
What state is he in?
Texas, Houston. Yeah.
It just breaks my heart to hear anything I want. I just want to help you, bro. It's just, I understand. I understand.
Yeah, this story's got to get out. It has to get out.
Well, he's in the USA Today. I think this is your year. I think they're going to do some promotional stuff, and this is going to be the year for clemency. And I just think the climate's, like you said, Edwin, it's been the last year. When I caught my case in 2004, there was a little bit of medical in California, but now it's like really a lot. And I would say the pendulum really switched when Ohio legalized as far as the USA and legalization. So
yeah, it's over 30 something states now legalized either rec or medical. So
this story's insane because they say possession is, what would they say, like 90% of the
I'm here.
Whatever
9/10
of the law.
Yeah.
And guess
so
what?
Edwin,
there's no possession. It's
conspiracy
mind-boggling. And for somebody to get the time that Edwin's getting compared to other people that have done stuff, whoever hears this story, if this doesn't touch your heart, you're not human.
It's crazy with just the different cases, because if somebody caught a murder in a state case, that they'd get sentenced 18, 20 years in some states.
Yes, and and like I said, after the first few years that I came in, like I said, I was extremely depressed. But after my 4th, 5th year, I made a decision. I said, hey, if I was going to allow this to just basically swallow me up and just die in prison without hope, or I was going to basically try to do something better, or something with my life. And so I chose the latter. I basically started studying and, enrolling in college. And I took a lot of rehabilitation programs, and I've accomplished over 30 rehabilitation programs up to date.
That's beautiful.
And I've accomplished 3 college degrees, and I mentor and I counsel other people in here in prison under the supervision of the head chaplain. So, I'm doing what I guess,
You're trying,
I
yeah.
guess you could say, yes. And it's kind of disheartening when I offered all these things, to my judge, who sentenced me. We offer all of this in 2020 for asking for reduction sentence under a confession release. I have filed 4 clemencies all the way going back to 2007, through 4 presidents, Bush, Obama, and Trump, and now Biden. And this last clemency hasn't been decided, but the other 3 were denied by them. So
this last one's still open. Let's push.
The last one's still open. So
Free Edwin.
Yes.
Yeah,
Free Edwin.
Free Edwin is right.
Man, we love you, bro. I know from my experience in prison, this phone's gonna hang up soon. We love you, man. Thank you, bro. Thank you for being with me.
No
I'm putting your
problem,
stickers on the size of fridges. Free Edwin. You know what I mean? So we're on it, bro.
Thank you.
Yes,
bro.
brother.
Thank you, both of y'all, man, that are basically taking the time to listen to part of my story. And the only thing that I request is share it.
Yeah, Edwin,
Thank you.
I thank you for being on the show, man. And I think the greatest accomplishment that's happened here is like the tone of your voice. You know, how long you've been in there and still having the will to see the better
Isn't that
part of the
amazing?
day,
Isn't that amazing?
I think that's
Three
that's
college
an
degrees.
accomplishment that not many people could have in your situation.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. But like I said, and I'm going to say it again, it is people like Travis. It is people that basically are in my corner and are advocating for me. You too. That if you have allowed me to be on the show. And, are people like you that are basically keep me centered, that keep me, hoping, that keep me moving forward with the faith, that I have, in God, that all of this is going to come to pass eventually. So, yes, it's been a while, but I'm still moving forward. But again, I would not be moving forward if I didn't have the people that are in my corner, like Travis and everybody else.
Edwin, you're going to have a lot more people in your corner now because we're going to keep pushing it. For
Is
sure.
there, Edwin, is there anybody you want to say hi to that you want to say hi to that might see this?
I want to say hi, basically, to Kristen. She's
We
been
love
amazing.
Kristen.
And also, my friend Carter. He's been a real good friend.
Nice.
He came to visit me when I really needed someone to come see me. And I want to basically tell, my family and my children, that I'm going to be there one of these days.
100%. 100%.
All right. Take care. And
Thank you.
love each one of y'all. And remember that we have been united not by coincidence, but because this was, I guess you could call it fate.
Nice.
But, yes, but we are here. And thank you for being a friend unto me, all right?
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere,
Thank you,
brother.
Edwin.
Edwin, thank you. Take care.
your head
Take
up,
care,
brother.
bro.
Thank you.
Yep. God bless you, brother.
Bless you, bro.
That's fucking insane right there.
That's what it is for me. I know about Edwin's before I even talked to Edwin because we talk the same language. You know, he's read my case, and it's just like that's what Freedom Soda is all about. So as I get into the industry at the beginning of the year, I was seeing everybody making all this money. I went to MJ Biz and I just wanted to scream, and that's me screaming.
Right.
Help Edwin.
Seen a lot of bread out there in this business.
Yeah.
in this field.
And I just want them to look at the label, look at the pain, look what America's doing to people, man. Like, just stop. This needs to stop. I get it. They have to put people in jail to make the plant worth something. That's their fucking scam of marijuana, right? It should be free. We should all be growing it. That's what I advocate till the day I die. But you can't do that, right?
Until then.
But I'm saying, until then, or maybe never, because we've had these laws in place and now it's such big business, which is business. I'm a businessman too. I like business. But the thing is like, the max sentence needs to be 4 years or 2 years where you can, I don't give a fuck if you have a whole giant stadium of marijuana. You cannot be in jail for longer than a year.
Yeah, I think that once
That needs to be written in the Constitution.
Yeah.
I think what they're going to do is they're going to legalize it, and then they're just going to get people
nonviolent.
not paying taxes on it.
100%.
It'll just be an IRS issue.
Yeah, you got to, dude. They teach you that in the feds. You don't fuck with the government's money, man. You got to pay them their money.
Well, that's what like the sentencing seems like. It's like, well, if you get a state case and you murder somebody, if you kill your neighbor, hey, you get 20 years.
Listen,
once you sell weed and make money off it, and you don't kick back to the government, now we got to give you 40 years for breaking.
Listen, manslaughter has a max time, right?
I would say
manslaughter has a max time. Non-violent crimes need to have a max time. Like, 10, call it 10 years if you got busted more than a few times. The quantity is the quantity, right? It's, you're running a good business. Yeah. That's all that was. Yeah. You're running a good business. You're smarter than everybody else. 100%. That's all that was, right?
Fuck yeah.
But there's got to be a max time on that. Non-violent crimes, you got people that they're walking the streets and they're doing worse than somebody selling whatever the amount of pounds.
A lot of that is the federal system's like, once you're indicted, you're fucked. If you get indicted in the feds and you don't want to rat on all your friends, you're fucked. It's over.
Fucking bullshit.
That's how it goes. That's how it works in the feds. If you know anybody got indicted and their whole fucking life didn't get ruined, that means they told on everybody they know.
Hey, but even the guys that are corrupt in the feds ain't getting life.
No, you're getting life in the feds.
No, I'm saying when the feds like act up, right? They're not getting life.
Oh, those guys? Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, no.
They're getting slapped on the wrist.
Diplomatic immunity.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
That's not even a lot of weed.
Yeah, 3,500 pounds?
No. No.
So, Travis, take us through your first day out. Did you know? Obviously, you knew you were leaving.
I remember my first day out. I went to the airport. I was in I got released from Fort Dix, New Jersey. I went to the Philly airport and I flew home.
Maybe.
What did you say?
Strip club, baby?
No, I went to the airport and flew home. Oh, I remember looking at all the cell phones. I was like, what the hell is that? These guys got all these phones. That's amazing.
Oh yeah, when you went in, was it a flip phone maybe?
It was I remember the Virgin Mobile blue phone and the two-way
Oh, you went in. When you went in, there was
remember the
when you went in, it was still beepers, right?
Yeah, yep, beepers and yep.
So I know these sodas. So you're selling the sodas for a fee. How much goes back to the inmate out of each purchase of the sodas?
About 30% of the profit goes directly to the inmates. Directly.
Wow. That's amazing.
And then the rest of the money, I pretty much use to raise awareness because I'm a fucking nut.
Right.
Like, I'm like
back to the program.
So I have a tobacco store that it has been, and we have a good customer base, and like, I don't need a lot. I was in prison for 8 years. I don't have a family right now. You know what I'm saying? I just kind of worry about myself. But I need to have purpose in my life, and helping Edward and helping Parker Coleman, it just gives me so much purpose that's where my money's going. That's where my time.
Parker Coleman's another guy?
Yeah, Parker Coleman's the guy. He got sentenced out in North Carolina. He's doing 60 years for cannabis.
How much?
60 years. He got sentenced when he was 23 years old.
So what do you get?
His co-defendant is Corvain Cooper and he got pardoned. His co-defendant got pardoned by Trump. So yeah, Cooper's still in. We're hoping this is his round.
Trump pardoned a weed guy?
Yep, Kim Kardashian got him out.
No shit.
Kim K yep, that's what I heard. I met him at MJ Biz. We work with 40 Tons and along with Freedom Grow. There's a lot of good organizations.
But you got to have somebody get somebody a pardon. It just doesn't.
It's easier like that. That's how it. So I've had the opportunity to meet with a lot of the beautiful DFL lawmakers in Minnesota on state level that wrote our bill. And it's kind of like just if you know people, you can advocate. And that's why it's so important for me to have a business and be in the industry, because the more I can get in. And
the more people you can meet, who might be one step away from
helping them. Oh, yeah. Like I've been, Ilhan Omar is my Congress lady, and she supports me. I met her 3 times and I'm just like, come on, can we call a press conference? Can we help these people? And it's just constant, like, being friends, it's like
pestering them, but
nice.
Nagging.
Like, hey, come on, man.
Listen, that's how you get things done, right?
Oh yeah, you catch more flies with honey than vinegar.
Right. Be nice, but you got to nag.
I like these people. I think that most young Democrat lawmakers are completely in agreement with me that we need to let the people out of prison.
So they're really helping. They're not blowing smoke.
My state level are now, not all my national. I'm not like Biden. This is his year. If he doesn't let these people out this year, man, it's I don't think he'll get elected. Like, he needs to do this. I keep trying to tell people that are important. Like, we want marijuana. We want marijuana people out.
Yeah.
Like, I swear,
Right.
like, there's a whole culture of pot people. We are the culture. I got it written right on the can. There's to real smokers. When I tell a real smoker my story, he's gonna hang out with me and talk to me because, like, I didn't hurt nobody. I love the plant, and like, I'm a victim of this shit.
Travis,
like,
I don't smoke. I'm hanging with you.
But like the
might
cannabis
smoke someday.
community, I've learned through this last year of my advocacy, they care about us. Fuck, man, I got a home. I know I can go to shows and talk to the cannabis community because they care about me. They care about Edwin. These are good
A
people
lot
that
of
smoke
people
weed.
receptive. What about like
100%.
What about the multi-state MSOs, like the corporate
They listen.
operations?
Everybody listens. Everybody's respectful, but I don't think they really understand the pain. You know, and like, no.
They have no idea.
To me,
unless
it's
their stockbroker got busted.
yeah. Well, unless their son. Okay, and I gotta say, I've always been an empathetic person, but if I hadn't had this shit happen to me, I'd be like, yeah, it's cool. Let's help them. I'd be, like, okay, thank you. You're a good dude too. But like, I had this shit happen to me, bro.
Yeah, well, it's almost like being in the NFL, right? You got to actually be in the NFL to know what it's really like. And I went to the cool for 60 days. And you know what? I wasn't so fucking happy.
Nah, you know what? Hey, you know what?
What were
that
you
goes
in for
back.
60 days? I missed that.
I was drinking and driving.
Nice,
Oh,
but
did you do 60?
I did 60.
yeah, 60 is not enough. Let me tell you what Edwin said. It's 4 years. Like, I didn't figure this shit out till like once the first 4 years, I'm calling home, I'm talking to the girls, like, and then my girlfriend, I get kicked out of Minnesota, I go to Indiana, and she goes, I need some space. I go, what do you mean some space? I'm in Indiana. I just got sent out.
gave you some.
You know what I mean? I'm like, oh man.
I just gave you some.
Yes. I just fucking gave you some. No, but after 4 years, something just clicks. It's like, you're either going to be a lame and cry all the time, or you're just going to forget about the streets and just do your bit.
Shawshank Redemption. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it's like fucking start
Travis,
chipping away
what's
at
the
the
best
wall.
piece of advice you got while you were in?
What?
What's the best piece of advice when you got when you're in? You were mentored by a lot of great people. So
The
you
best
must have
piece
a lot.
of advice, don't fucking hang out with rats.
I know that, and I didn't do it any time.
No, I do that right away. The best piece of advice, no, you got to play by the rules, man. There's certain rules that you got to play in prison, and if you think you're going to invent the rule, you're going to invent the wheel. You're just going to get fucked up.
How many of these sodas are you going to start selling these in
We're
Massachusetts?
going to sell millions. I'll
hope
sell them wherever.
So what I'm saying is, are you going to sell these in Massachusetts?
So I have a presence in Minnesota. I'm from Minnesota. I'm out here because basically I got in a fight in Sandstone and started getting shipped all over the fucking country, and I got friends from Boston now. But yeah, wherever they'll go. But I got a presence in Minnesota. We're in 25 stores already. We got the biggest distributor.
Nice.
Yeah, so all year I've been going to all the cannabis stores, like all the cannabis shows representing the inmates. So it's been fairly easy for me to get the soda out there in Minnesota.
Good for you, man. It sounds
Yeah.
like it's like the right direction. You know?
Yeah.
So when the dispensary wants to take you in, what do? Provide them the fridge? You provide them everything?
Oh, it's just the tobacco stores right now. Like,
So any tobacco
low
store
dose
you can-
edible stores is what they have.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is all derived from hemp, Ricky. So if it's derived from hemp and the plant's less than 3% THC, it's considered hemp.
Yeah, you
So
need to sell them.
then this stuff falls underneath the federal guidelines,
Yep.
the Hemp Act.
100%.
So they can sell it out of state.
What a great idea.
But I just seen in Connecticut though, they just changed the laws so this stuff won't happen because, some of these weed
Can you
places
do
pay
house
for
deliveries with that if you really wanted to?
Minnesota, with our hemp-derived gummy 10 milligram law, it's called the 10 milligram low dose law. Our soda industry, THC soda industry, is like way ahead of the rest of the country.
Roman.
Yeah, so I am taking it to Florida. I'm trying to take the soda everywhere and help
Florida?
We got another with Randy Lanier, his son. He's helping me. We got some plans down there to start his son, Glenn Lanier. Freedom Girl Music Group, big shout out. He raps, he's dope. Yeah, these dudes are great cannabis community friends. And
We can't wait to have him on the show.
yeah, amazing, man. Like, man, look, I'll just say for myself, if I had a life sentence, man, I don't know what I'd do, bro. I remember I was in the chow hall in Terre Haute, and it was Thanksgiving, and I said, Happy Thanksgiving to my homeboy. He goes, what's there to be happy about? He's like, I got 15 more of these. And I was like, well, I got, hey, I was like, well, I don't know. I'm fucking happy, dude. Happy Thanksgiving. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but shit's fucked up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Still gonna try to find a way to.
Yeah, but so what I'm saying is like to not have, it's just like when you're not going home, it's just something I've never experienced. But I can imagine that it would be hell. So like if we have these people in our world that are normal, like Randy, he's a businessman. He has a grow going out in New Jersey. He's got a movie. He's a productive member of society. He's a mentor. He's helping people. Like to be able to do that is like, man, we need to stop and listen to them. And I do.
So you got tied in with the right people when you got out for this advocacy.
Yeah, that's
advocacy thing.
Yeah, I like to be around people that are a lot smarter than me. That's my whole thing.
That's how you learn, right?
Yeah. I learned
Just about everybody with me.
Yeah.
I'm not that No, I think this is a great idea. I think I'm on. You know what? I got a really good body high from this.
Oh yeah, it gets you going. Oh yeah,
I drank 3 or 4 of these.
They sell great. They sell.
So for somebody that doesn't smoke, right? What's the type of high? Is it like smoking? What is it? Does it calm you down?
It gives you a body high, and it's a sleepy. It's a sleeper. It's one to drink before you go to sleep, and it relaxes you. And they're really great, for people that don't want to drink alcohol. We have a whole movement with the youth of not drinking alcohol, which is fucking great. Alcohol is the worst thing ever, and it's part of the reason marijuana laws are so bad. The history of marijuana laws I've read about this shit because for some reason it affected me so much of my life was like, I'm pretty sure this is what I've thought or what I've read is it started with like the clubs and down in Louisiana, the black guys were smoking in the clubs and then the racist laws to go in the clubs. This is what I read. And then it turned into timber. The paper companies wanted it illegal, and then it turned into 2004 me going to fucking prison for 8 years. So
that's a lot of cooler.
I'm gonna grab a 6-pack and give it to my girl because she struggles to sleep.
Yeah, and then for people getting off liquor, alcohol, it's because a lot of drinking is the habit, man. You know what I mean? It's just the habit.
So how many can you have?
What flavors you got in this soda? What does it come?
We have 8 flavors. We only have 4 here today because it's such a new product. We got cream soda, citrus, root beer, and orange in front of us. That's 4. And then we got a grape seltzer, a grape soda, and a raspberry seltzer, and another. We got 3 seltzers and 1 more soda, grape soda. Right? So we got 5 sodas, and then we'll be able to get it all. It's all going to be coming online. And so, yeah, this is going to really help me get the message out there.
Not that I'm trying to promote drinking, but can you mix these with a little bit of tea?
They have alcohol, THC drinks and stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you get down on it, man. Marijuana's taking over.
I see, you're not getting behind that, but that's all right.
The thing is, like let's say the cannabis community. I go to the cannabis community. I can sell a product like that because we care. You go to a country music festival where everybody's drinking, they don't give a shit. We're not having a conscious
Hey, but you can slide those in. No one's even know.
Yeah, it's good.
Hey, make them a little happier.
You went to jail, go back.
Get cannabis out of here.
Yeah, fuck you.
So when did you really get the first shipment? How long?
Man, this
ago?
is fresh, like a month, like 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago.
So 3-4 weeks ago, you get your first shipment, and you get into 24 stores locally.
Yeah,
like that.
Yep.
Good move.
Yeah. Yeah, they'll know the customers like it. I got a great manufacturer, Crested River. He's got a good name, so the quality's good. And now we're raising awareness. We're going to start doing shows at these stores and doing the whole setup, sending out postcards to the inmates, writing the inmates. It's like, this is my life's work. Like, this is all I'm doing the rest of my life is helping inmates, selling products, selling weed, helping inmates, selling weed, helping inmates. And then I also want to get into handicapped people working at dispensaries. A very dear friend of mine got shot when he was younger, and he's paralyzed. And he's got to get a job, man. He wants to sell weed, bro. We got to get him fucking behind the counter. So that's all about the plant. The plant can heal a lot of stuff. Go to the minority communities. Help them. Help the people who've been fucked over by society. This plant, we've locked the plant away for some reason. So now it's 2024. We can take this plant and help the people that have been marginalized by society. And that's what I would like to see.
And that's what the last guest said. You can be from 2 different backgrounds. You could be worth $100 million. You could barely pay your rent. and the love for the plant.
Yeah.
You two together from two different walks of life.
100%.
Love the same
And then I also look at the plant like all the leaves, right? You got the things. I only care about fucking inmates. And then you have other people that care about the fact that it helps a cancer patient eat. And that's their thing. But I think that's great too. But
right.
the
It's
inmates
helping.
is my
It's helping,
issue.
right?
Yeah, and you got
And listen, alcohol world, you can't say we're helping people.
No. It's terrible.
I mean, maybe to go to sleep.
No, I mean it's like for some reason alcohol, I mean I think
Helps you forget.
it's social. It helps with social interactions.
Yeah. Social interactions, yeah.
For real. It goes with that. And that's
So how
why
many
I say-
employees you have working for you right now, Travis?
I was wondering.
Travis.
That was actually got a good body.
I'm
height
telling
for
you,
that.
bro. These things are hitters. They're sellers too. They
gonna be
don't.
hitting He's gonna be hitting the
That's a
sugar.
fucking liquor store.
So you don't need a sugar cube?
Selling these.
Listen, you don't need a sugar cube.
No.
Listen, this is going to help him with his diabetes because we talk about his diabetes all the time. He's always hitting the sugar cubes. So this might.
No, I'm good, bro. Fucking good, bro. I'm good, man. I'm good, bro. You know they make it cold to calm you in there. I learned that in the hole. I'm like, why is it so fucking? Yeah, they feel like if you got it cold, you're calm.
That'd be fucking.
Every fucking holes.
Yeah, right.
Every
Who's
fucking
who's
holes.
calm when they're cold?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know how you
that's
tie
what
your
they.
sheets on the corners and you get your pillow a certain way, and that fucking blanket's made out of it's
Wall.
awful. It's imitation wool.
Yeah, no, the wool keeps you
hard
warm. The
wool.
wool, you got wool.
So Travis, you started off obviously by yourself. How many people you have working with you right now?
At the store, we got 4 people working there.
So you got about 4 people with you right now.
Yep, at the store. Yep. The store.
And you were the only one going out and trying to get being the salesman for this, knocking down doors. How you got into the stores, or do you have people doing that too?
It started with my advocacy work, and that made it easy because I was already all last year. I was knocking on doors saying, "Why the fuck are my people in prison?" You know what I mean? Like we're selling weed now; it's legal. I'm in the industry. So ever since I get a little money, I want to help the inmates, and I want to bring up the pain. I want after. They
You can't catch nothing.
What about the
Fucking
new?
hands
Are
like
they
feet.
sentencing people?
Yeah,
How are they
one.
sentencing? Because
Hands
you're
are better
involved
than-
with this heavily. So I was wondering, are they? How
100
How is the sentencing now?
How it goes like this.
Hey, what do you need, a vowel?
Here's how it goes. Let me. That's a great question, Rob. Let me
I didn't even know how you understood it.
I'll teach you right now. This is what you got to worry about with federal crimes with marijuana. 100 kilos is 5-year minimum mandatory. That's
Okay, hold on, because I screwed up on the math on grams.
that's what they charge
how
on.
many pounds is that? What you just said?
220 pounds is it triggers a 5-year mandatory minimum, and the judge can't go below that. And
5-year minimum mandatory.
yeah, and the judge can't touch that. So the guidelines,
bullshit.
they got 2 sentencing structures. They got the minimum mandatories and they got the guidelines. The guidelines are advisory. So if you get a good judge, he can give you the 5 years. But the feds aren't going to really fuck with the case if they can't give you the 5-year minimum mandatory. That's kind of what I've
So they're not
learned.
prosecuting people as much now? Is that what you're saying?
Like I said, what I think the trend I'm seeing is they are focusing on states that have gone legal and that the people are breaking the laws big
The
time.
people that are growing.
Or you got the bad states where they're going to indict, like Iowa, Wisconsin. They're going to indict out of those states if you get caught with a lot of weed. It's where you get caught now geographically with the marijuana. It's all a situational thing with the charging of marijuana across the country.
If you were looking at the state map right now, right? Because I love this country. It's been around it a little bit. What states in that area are also legal, but besides the one you're in? Are legal. In that
Any
area?
bordering states?
Yeah, we got bordering
Is
legal.
Wisconsin legal?
Nope. Iowa's illegal. South Dakota's illegal. Iowa's illegal.
So everything's illegal around you,
Canada.
South Dakota?
other than Canada.
That's what
You want to know what
Sturgis
happened
is?
in Canada, South Dakota? The people voted in it and the governor vetoed it.
The woman.
The woman governor vetoed it.
So if the people wanted it, they got enough votes and voted it.
The governor vetoed it, yeah. She's the governor.
How does that work?
She fucking vetoed it.
Yeah, but the people voted.
That's why the people got to vote.
Fucking
but
power.
that-
That's
in
not how
that
that
case,
works.
No, it doesn't matter who shows up. They're going to put whoever they want up there anyway.
Yeah, to me, so I went down to all the hearings in Minnesota. I was fortunate enough to listen to everybody talk. I'm a show me kind of guy. I listen to the Republicans talk in Minnesota State, and they're fucking terrible. Like when it comes to marijuana, my issue, they were terrible. And I just got that they hate me. They hate my culture. They hate what I'm about. And the DFL put me on the fucking stage the day they inaugurated it. I was up there with Jesse Ventura. They literally, all the people that wrote the bill, Representative Stevenson, Jess Hansen, brought me backstage, and I met Jess Hansen. She's a great state rep that wrote our marijuana bill. She's wonderful energy. These are just wonderful people that really want to change stuff, because when we had the riots in Minnesota, we got rid of a lot of elected officials, and it was just a fresh course of elected officials, and that's where our marijuana bill came out of. So they put me on stage, and they brought me backstage, and they apologized to me. They said, man, not that it fucking means anything. They said, Travis, we're sorry that happened to you. That should not. And the one guy, Zach Stevenson, he's a fucking prosecutor. And he looked me in my eye and shook my hand, and he said to me like 5 times, that should not have happened to you. I'm sorry.
Really shouldn't.
And but to hear it from them.
Yeah, how does that make you feel?
It made me feel like fucking I got to keep working. It made me feel like people are hearing me and that I can keep fighting. And it was just fuel to my advocacy fire. That's how it made me feel. It made me feel fucking like people in power are going to listen to me, and that my story is important, and that I need to get it out there to help other people, and that this life is not about me. I know what my purpose in life is now. I need to help Edwin so he can get out and take and be with his kids. And then maybe we can sell some weed too, because I'm great. I used to sell millions of dollars of weed. And that's the whole thing about how I hustle the weed now too. It's like I had a restaurant, cabins. They gave me, my case is like, they hit me like a freaking kingpin. I was just a little weed dealer, but I was making money.
22 years old, restaurant. What, you had rental cabins?
No, I bought a cabin, property. We were bringing weed in from Canada, California. I'm working on a book, man. We were making a lot of freaking money. I would say in Minnesota, I was one of the first guys to really have large quantities of hydro. 2000, we're talking. Do you remember the 0s, 1, 2, 3s, and 4s? Anybody remember those? Huh? From Canada. If you don't know about the 0s, you're in 1, 2s, and 3s, and 4s, you're not a real OG.
Yeah, the different grades.
Yeah. The 0s, yeah. We sold a lot of that. So, but through that experience of selling all that weed, and then I go into prison. I'm like, man, I'm big dog. I'm Travis. They're like, man, shut the fuck up, man. You ain't shit. You better fight. And you learn about this life, and you see the rich people come in after I went in, and because I was cocky. I was like, man, I'm so cool. I just did this and that. They're like, dude, you're not nothing. How can we steal something from you or take advantage of you because you want to talk about what you have? So you learn about what's important in life. And that's where I was dead in there. So now I remember when I was in there, people only remember the kind acts you do in this world. And that's how you really set yourself apart from others to be great. And I want to be great, man. I want to help people, man. That's, and greatness comes with thinking of others. And
I think you're on the right track, man. You're passionate about this shit.
So Travis, there's like no regret. You seem like the type of guy that's like no regret. I did my 8 years and that's it.
Bro,
no
I'm proud of my life, bro.
I'm good.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm proud. That's why I got a black eye right now, because
we won't
I squared up on a big dude. You know what I mean? Like, bro, I won't do that.
Hey, you were being kind again, right? You were helping
I was trying to help
again.
my neighbor. My neighbor was in a domestic, and I got involved, and I ended up with a black eye. And
yeah, you can't get involved in a domestic.
It's so hard to hear.
But listen,
it's so hard. It's not that I was mad at the kid because it was a younger kid, right? It's so hard to listen to a kid because in prison you got to teach the youngster to be fucking respectable. It's so hard to listen to some fucking punk ass kid scream at his girlfriend when you could just say, hey, bro, I wasn't trying to really get involved. I was just trying to give him some fucking guidance. Like, bro, you just act different, man. She'll stay with you longer. Right. And then I got...
Didn't work out. You must have said
right.
something.
Oh, yeah. That's
a
couple
wasn't
and fucking, you know what I mean? Then his boy came up, and he's a bitch, too, for some reason. And fucking, I'm squaring up. And
So it wasn't all just trying to help out.
Yeah.
No, I was...
Did you have any of these weed drinks when you were doing that?
Nah, it's probably a problem, man. Woke up. I woke. When you wake up in the morning,
in the morning.
5 in the morning.
Oh, they must have been partying.
Why are you yelling at the fuck? You know what I mean, man? I couldn't take it anymore. I'm listening all fucking night, and then I go down there. Maybe I didn't.
Partying.
I think next time I know what it is.
Next time you
the hat.
No. I figured it all out. Here's the fucking problem. I was in prison all my 20s, right? And I thought I could go move into $1,000 fucking rental and think it's all good. So I just got to move out to the $2,000 rental and it'll be fine and get away from these fucking people.
Yeah, but listen, you seem like the type of guy. Listen,
no, you can't do that.
Yeah, shit. I know, but somebody needs help. You seem like the type of guy. You're gonna go help.
Oh yeah,
You say you're not, but you're gonna go help.
I'm gonna dive in head first. I like to
You
root.
didn't think you were worth the $2,000 rental?
No, I was like, this is cool. I thought
I think that's why you got the black eye, because you dove in head first.
I know I did, cocky as hell.
You know what I mean?
Sell a bunch of that stuff. You can get moving in a real nice place, and you can really probably help a lot of people that are in there that shouldn't be in there for 220 pounds. It's 5 years. Come on.
My thing is like with all the social media and so I had a granite shop and I've been in this industry for a year, right? With all the social media, I only need like $400 a fucking week to do what I'm doing. I'm screaming as loud as I can. You can look at my page last week. I was with Ilhan Omar talking about Edwin Rubis and like she's one phone call away from fucking Biden. So I'm like, man, I'm getting close. You know what I mean? She can call.
I'm hot on the trail.
Yeah, I'm hot on the fucking trail. Like,
yeah. Bloodhound is out there.
Yeah, man. It just doesn't. It's just. I try to be rational. It doesn't make any sense that these people are in prison.
Are they real receptive to you? Or are they like, oh, this?
No, they are. The Democrats are like, fucking, we love you. Thank you. Keep talking. She told me they can't preach that shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's why I'm so emboldened. Like in Minnesota, it's Democrats governor, Democrat fucking Senate. This is state and Democrat House.
This guy, 22.
Yeah, but I don't care if you're a Republican or a Democrat or fucking independent. You hear that fucking story?
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck what type of fucking.
Right.
What side you're fucking on?
No, I love.
Right?
They should all be on the same side as we.
They're coming around. I think they're gonna smarten up because, like, dude, Americans want to get high. Fucking deal with it. You know what I mean? And the other thing that's crazy is with Edwin's case, it touches me, man. Like,
the guy sounded really articulate too.
Oh, dude, he's fucking smart as fuck. Yeah, man.
You have some people with all the opportunity to get 1 degree and they can't even do that.
100%. Well, you know, and that's like with me and.
That's what sucks, though.
Hey, listen, I'm not trying to throw shots at anybody, but Rob did sound like Biden earlier. He was mumbling his words and needed like a vowel or something over there. Hey, you sounded like Biden. I thought I was listening to a Biden political speech.
Shit's a banger.
Listen, I was set free by the soda.
Hell yeah.
I like the bubbles.
Yeah, it's got. Yeah. My guy does a good job. He's been doing it. We got something going here. The cannabis customers want to help the inmates more than we are the culture. Like. And I'm trying to make it the norm. That's what I want to do. So I'm watching the industry be molded in Minnesota in front of my fucking eyes.
And the industry's booming, and it's good.
And now me and my partner that I work with on this is Susan Snit, and like she's been a tobacco distributor for years. So we are actually fortunate enough. I watched the industry get molded, and I was fortunate enough to talk to a lot of the leaders in Minnesota, and they listened to me because like what I was saying was. They knew this shit was going on with people fucking going to prison for pot. But for me, I grew up in St. Louis Park. I grew up right there. And my story is like, and it's so easy to read on the internet. It's like they listen to me. So now I'm trying to make it the normal where the customers demand, not fucking want. They demand that because this is a capitalist society. So the only way to change things is through economics. So they demand to help the inmates. They demand these people get out of fucking prison. And then maybe I can change the world and I can have a good life. I'll be happy.
You won't be happy until
everybody's
out.
First thing in the morning, I wake up and think, then I'm going to go to other countries. Oh. What about the other countries where everybody's in jail for pot? Like,
that'd be a great show.
Let's make millions of fucking dollars and help the people in jail for pot. What better life? Man, when I went to jail and when I was 21, bro, that shit was so fucking serious. It sucked. I had a hot girlfriend. I had everything fucking set. I had a restaurant, and then they just come in and say, you're fucked. Fuck you. You're going to prison forever. So it's like, I want to change that. I want to make it so like marijuana.
See, you went in when the girl still had like the strip.
Oh yeah, I went in young.
You missed the whole ball thing.
You really young.
Yeah. I was a baby.
When you came out, that shit was bald. You're like, oh, what the fuck happened around there? They do that
now? 100%.
Yeah, I just think of my
Rob, your girls, we won't talk about that. They freaking. They got Bob Ross in a scissor lock.
I'm just thinking about my 60 days.
Yeah,
it's a happy bush.
Oh my god.
Rob had to tell Bob Ross, get out of the way. I didn't know you were here too.
We got somebody get Rick another drink. He's on a roll tonight.
Yeah.
That's pretty good, Rick.
Sure you weren't drinking those sodas, Rick? Give Rick drank that
But,
soda, he
Travis,
because he doesn't smoke.
I can tell you're passionate about it, right? But there's a lot of people that got into this industry for the money only. You know, our last guest, Amon, he's passionate about it, right? But there's a lot of people in this industry, they're only in it for the money. So you can tell this shit's probably gonna be like trash, right? Whatever they're doing is probably trash because they're in it for the money, just in it for the revenue. It's like, to me, how long is that gonna last?
Oh, it doesn't. Money doesn't mean anything. Money has no value.
Well, to the people that get in it, right? They made all these
They
investments.
want to make some money. I'm
You got
saying
some
in a
people that
big
went out and got a bunch of
physiological
licenses.
sense, like, dude, people that worry about money and chase material things, they're so fucking lost in life.
I think what Ricky was trying to say, the big businesses that are just in it for money, how long are they going to last in the business? Will they get weeded out because they have no passion in it and they're going to put out shitty product?
Right. Thank you. Thank you for cleaning that up.
Oh, 100%. And I'm
another drink.
I want to do my little part where I've gotten such great receptions. I did a event last year, Legacy Cup, and I'm screaming joints for inmates, and the reception I got is just great. They love it. The joints for inmates, they want to come help us, man. What's going on? The customers really, really care about the fact that they're getting high and people are in prison for the same thing they're doing, and like you can work that.
Some of the guys that probably supplied weed that they smoked before it came legal in their state.
Yeah, they just feel for
like somebody like that's in jail now that used to get them high. So like you got to give back.
It's like, especially it goes by region too. It's funny because you go to Florida and I tell them my story, they're not 100% reception because I'm a salesperson, so I gauge the reactions I get off people. But you go to Minnesota, I tell a customer what happened to me, they're gonna sit there, stop what they're doing, and listen to me. Like, man, this is fucking weird. This is crazy. You went to prison for 8 years for pot. You look what how does this happen? You're right here talking to me.
And then they sign the contract, and here comes the cooler with the drinks in it. Then
we help the inmates. And
so on the helping of the inmates, people that are already in there, so somehow this money that could probably help maybe some canteen.
Yeah,
everybody appreciates when somebody sends them a little canteen in the cooler.
Yeah, I send a lot of money.
Like I would love this guy's his address and stuff, so I could send him something.
Oh, Edwin Rubens, yep.
Absolutely. Yeah, I could listen to that guy. I listen to that guy all day.
Rob, you want to send him a little canteen action?
I absolutely am gonna.
Yeah, how you doing, Joe? We'll put something together and send something to Edwin.
Yeah,
I mean, all those years, and that's really not.
Hey, we need to load up his cantina.
Who knows? I could.
I'm gonna hit him with. Yeah, we're getting him on a program, trying to get him like. I've been sending a lot of money. When you know the pain, like I know the pain. For me, this is it. This is the best thing. I love it when they call me and help. And then, like he was saying, Kristen from Freedom Girl, all the people from Freedom Girl, like there's a lot of people starting to get on this and figuring out like we got to help these inmates. And
yeah, because at some point, if you were in a state that was smoking illegal weed, there's somebody in the supply chain of weed that you smoked is in Edwin Rubis's situation, correct?
Yeah, 100%.
So before any of there's people that are locked away that enjoyed you to get high when you were in high school.
Yeah,
you never even met. That's in jail, and now you're buying it legally, and it's like,
yep,
it's ridiculous.
It's terrible.
I can't make much sense of it.
Yeah, it's crazy. I try to advocate for them. I'm putting the stickers out there. I want to get billboards. What else have I done? Getting the letters out there. We write them letters. Awareness is huge. Awareness is just as big as is sending them money. Like they have to have money. You need like $400 or $500, but I want them to have thousands of dollars upon release. I got another inmate I'm working on, Valerie Flores. She's a young lady. She's like 30 right now. She gets out in a few months, and the goal is she gets out in September to have a nice check. Hey, boom, here you go. Go about your day.
Now you set up housing and stuff?
Yeah.
Travis, you set up housing and stuff for them when they first get out? In case they don't have a place to stay?
The sky's the limit. Well, the thing I learned about my marijuana inmates, like myself, they just need some money to get going, man. Once you let us out, if we were smart enough to catch a case for marijuana, you were kind of moving a little bit, you know? So it's like, that's kind of the theory. Like, we're hustlers, so it's just like, support them inside, Hey,
the bank robbers are highly respected in the cooler.
Really?
That's what I hear.
They're
on
all
TV.
nut jobs. I met a bank robber once. This old man, 74 years old, had cancer on his face. He walked in the teller. He was in federal prison with me. He walked in the teller, handed her a note, give me the money, sat right there to get arrested so he could go in and get to federal prison and get his face operated on.
Damn, good health care in this system.
Yeah, I heard
huh?
a lot of people drop notes to the teller.
Really?
Because, yeah, if you don't use a gun, it's like not as, you don't get that charge. You drop a note. Yeah.
I need
No,
some-
hey,
I need
dude,
some
if they
facial-
don't fucking drill nothing into your head in the feds, do not fuck with guns. Like, oh my God, you're going to jail.
You've seen a lot of guys with good big guns.
Yeah, as long as somebody doesn't
I
say
know
they saw
a dear
gun.
friend of mine, he got 17 years for a bullet in the couch he was sleeping on due to his priors. They gave him armed career criminal. You get caught with a bullet as a felon, you're in fucking 3 years.
What state?
Federal.
Oh, the feds do whatever they want.
Yeah, the feds, yeah, they pick and choose, but they're not going to like grab that case, you know. But for me, because I know these things, I'm always,
If they want you, they're gonna do it.
dude, this day and age with cell phones and everything, I would encourage people to really think about stopping doing crime because,
Anything illegal anywhere
Yeah,
because
just-
every camera, everywhere
Yeah.
you go has a camera, cell phone.
yeah, it's like, it's just, how are you going to beat the information and the rats? Oh my God, the fucking rats I seen in there in trying to get out of trouble and fucking, dude, oh. I bet the cell phones hurt the rats. Now that I think about it, they're like, "Ah, hold on, I was gonna tell you that. Fuck.
Here's another question. How does this guy in a federal prison have a cell phone? You can have them now?
No, he,
Nobody has a cell phone. He
Oh,
called
he
us
called
out.
them.
Yeah,
He
nobody
called
has
for
a
the
cell
fed. He
Oh,
called.
you
Yeah,
put him on a prepaid card.
yeah. They don't give any. Yeah, this call is from a federal
Yeah.
inmate.
Hey,
Rob's a little stoned.
hey, yeah, Rob, yeah.
No,
Hey, it's that freedom soda that got him right
Never
there.
got his
no,
mind
I think
free.
that's wonderful. Actually, I you know what, I think he should, I wish they sold at the liquor store.
They do in Minnesota. That's how I know it's like the next big thing because in Minnesota it's everywhere. Man,
So
I
how
just-
can it be? So
We're
it's in
going to
Minne-
Florida next.
So you can put it in the
next.
liquor stores in Minnesota.
Yeah, it's gonna be everywhere. We're with the biggest distributor in Minnesota.
So can
already.
you do that in Mass?
Yeah, right now you can sell this in any state because it's
The-
on the hemp.
the
federal
hemp-derived.
laws.
Yeah,
It's
we-
derived
So
from
so you
hemp.
can
It's
technically sell
THC.
this in the liquor store that sells
Yes.
tobacco.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yep. And
So-
Minnesota, you got that low dose hemp derived
Because
license.
it's,
So
it's,
you
it's
can-
hemp derived.
Yep.
It's less than 3% THC, so it's a hemp plant. So they just
And the weight.
it's
No, it's less than 3% THC.
yeah the
Oh,
plant.
here's another prison call. Damn.
Oh, you're blowing up. You're what?
Yeah, bring them on. Bring them
They're
on.
gonna call right back.
What So
That
you
might
say
be
it's-
Valerie.
So you say it's not just about the money. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
man.
It's about sending
Hold on.
them.
We
It's
got
about
one.
writing to them.
See who this is.
This guy's hot on it.
Hold on.
Hey, you got
Who's this?
Who is this?
Oh, what up, Parker? Parker Coleman, big dog. You're on the podcast, the How You Doing show, man. I'm so glad you called me, bro. We just got off the phone with Edward Rubis, and we're raising awareness about you poor souls. Can you tell us about your case and when you went to prison?
Listen, my name is Parker Coleman. I'm locked up 60 years incarceration for trafficking marijuana conspiracy, as a matter of fact, with money laundering and aiding and abetting of the such. Yep, I've been locked up for 14 years now in the USP, maximum custody. And
Bloody Beaumont, Texas is the name I heard when I was in federal prison.
oh man, yeah, it's definitely a task.
Is it living up to its reputation?
It definitely has. It's calmed down. It goes up and down. It calms just a little, but we definitely have a high homicide and suicide rate. So this has not been an easy road to redemption.
Let me just tell you I love you. With something like that, I think about you all the time, bro. We're trying to get the Freedom Soda out there. I got the coolers going in 25 stores. Oh, actually, we're gonna be able to get we're gonna be able to send you some money here too right away. Normally like that.
You know, I appreciate all the support, all the love. It's definitely much needed. And
Fuck yeah.
Parker, get your story out there. Tell us all
how's
about
Randy
you.
doing?
What'd you say, brother?
How's Randy?
Oh, Randy Lanier's not here right now.
He's not there right now.
No, he's coming to my party on the 21st. So you went in prison at age 23, right, Parker?
20. I I was 24 going on 25. Yep.
It's fucking horrible.
Is this your first big case, your first jail time, or you got priors?
Yes, this is my first time doing. I was on probation when I was 19. I got 5 years probation for simple possession of marijuana in Mississippi, and at completing that, I got picked up for this conspiracy charge. So this is actually my first time being in prison underneath these circumstances. Absolutely. I have a criminal history point of 1.
Oh, and you're supposed to be in a camp right now, but because you have so much time, you can't go to a camp, right? So you're
absolutely.
So your head's gonna be on a swivel.
Haven't seen a low or anything.
Yeah, no, we're looking for clemency. So Parker's one that we're looking for clemency really hard. His co-defendant got clemency, Corvain Cooper.
Yeah. Trump let him go in 2021. Last day.
Last day?
Last day in office, he let him go. 1 o'clock in the morning, he called my mother. Yep.
1 o'clock in the morning, Corvain called your mother?
Oh, my mom.
Man, I love you guys. That's 40 tons. That's another nonprofit. There's some real motherfuckers. I like them a lot.
No shit.
Yeah, dude had a life. That was his co-defendant, and I do business with them. They're really great.
This call is from a federal prison.
Rob, you hear that?
So it does happen, but a lot of cases get swept through the cracks, like in your case.
Right. And see, with me, it's a lot of things that happen in my case that, are political. Outside of, I know they need people to be in here to have something to talk about.
Oh, 100. Yeah, I totally agree with that.
They got to recognize, like, each day in here is different. People get to be with their families and stuff. So I'm not promised tomorrow underneath these circumstances. It's just how it is. So it's like, time is of the essence when you're sitting up here and trying to relate to people like, hey, man, like, look, it might be nothing to you or I get to it, but no, tomorrow, like, you don't understand.
Yeah.
My life is on the line.
So your head's on a swivel in that place.
Right. And it's like, it's so hard to remain. He knows, and he's done time before Trav has himself, and that was just at mediums, So yet alone where I'm at, it's hard to be incident shot free underneath circumstances because you have to control things that you can't control.
100%.
Or if you don't roll with it, you will be controlled. That's what it is. Like, in real, like, so it's just different.
So you're in there on a nonviolent marijuana issue, and you're in there with murderers.
Any and everything. Like, yes. Oh, yeah. You name it, it's here.
That's arguably one of the worst prisons in the country, where he's at right now.
Texas, right?
Oh.
Beaumont, Texas. It's bad, man. It's got a very I don't know. I've never been there, but it's got a fucking tough reputation.
Got a reputation.
Oh man, you got it. Like, yeah.
And they don't consider moving people with nonviolent from.
No,
those
they don't
facilities?
crack. Somebody's mother told me that they should make prisons for just marijuana offenders. No, they don't care at all. They care about your sentence.
Yeah, they don't. Right, they don't. It's crazy.
There's no money in the budget to build a new prison.
If I got sentenced today, well, first I probably just have got maybe probation. What I got probation for is not even a felony anymore. So it's a lot. It's a lot to take in. Especially when you see people with more egregious crimes getting compassionate release, letting them go. And like I said, my stuff is political because in my case, my probation officer is a part of my indictment. It was a thing to where, I'm in Charlotte. She's white. I'm black. It was her dad is like a Union County. You have Mecklenburg County and Union County, or they're partnering counties to each other. So in that area, for a woman that worked at the federal clerk house to go to being at the state clerk's office or state court, and then she becomes a probation officer. For us to be having dealings with one another, that was like the icing on the cake. My judge knew her dad, and it was just a lot. Like,
oh my God,
man.
It was too much.
Yeah, right.
With your first charge there that you got 5 years probation, how much pot did you get caught with?
16 pounds.
For 5 years probation?
He's a good kid, man. He
5 years probation. Yep.
yeah, this is our justice system.
Parker,
That's
what are you
Freedom
doing to
Soda's
stay
all
so
about.
positive? And you sound like you're still positive.
You work out a lot in there, Parker?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think my sister has shot you some pics not too long ago, right?
Yeah. You've
Yeah, so you might
super. Oh, we'll put some of those on the thing. He doesn't want a girl though. He's I know from previous conversations and letters that he's spoken for, right, Parker?
Right, absolutely.
He's lucky enough to have a lady riding with him, which is a beautiful thing. So we don't even need no random females, but he'll take support. And then like he's my major brand ambassador for Freedom Soda. And he's the one when we're in 25 stores. I got the major distributor, and like, man, we're moving. And like, this is my homie here. So it's like, man, I want Parker out this year.
Parker, Ricky asked, he said, how do you stay so positive? You've been in there 15 years, you said. And
the real gangster, right, Parker?
Hey, listen, I'm going to tell you guys something. Somebody has to sacrifice. And I'm one of those people in life where my goal, my purpose, I promise you, before I die, you will know me as one of the greatest humanitarians that ever hit this earth. Watch and see. So this right here doesn't bother me. It's the effect that it has on my family and my friends, the very few that I have that do care about me. And I don't even know this man right here that I'm speaking. And this man has done more for me than people who have been underneath me and have gotten underneath me my whole life and stabbed me in the back. This man right here that I'm speaking to right now has done more for me my whole bid. You know what I'm saying? I can never express enough gratitude that I can at this moment.
So
that means a lot.
That means a lot. What type of friend he got in this corner, bro.
That's a lot of respect right there. So in your mind, you're already out in your mind.
I'm already out. I live in the streets every day. That's how I remain sane. I never got locked up.
100%.
Right.
That's beautiful, man.
Parker, we're going to push your story, and there's going to be a lot more people behind you. I can promise you that.
We're going to push it. We're going to keep going, talking to Ilhan Omar. And man, it's my fucking homie, man. It just drives me crazy that you're in there, bro. I just can't take it, you know?
It's going to hang up on us, right? It was nice.
I love you, brother.
Yes, I love you, Trav. Everybody.
This call is from a federal prison.
Appreciate the support, man.
Yeah.
Hey, who do you want to say hi to?
You stay up. If you want to say hi to anybody, shout it out.
We're hitting that money. Got you.
Shout out to 40. Shout out to Kyle. I love you, Caesar. I love you.
Kyle Kazan. He runs he just hung up. That's my boy. Yeah, that's my homie.
You know, these are the stories, though, that people need to hear.
Parker Coleman's a 23-year-old African-American that got fucked by the system. They gave him a conspiracy.
Yeah, this is the guy right
It's
here.
terrible. Yeah, right there. He's very, very, very... He's got Kyle Kazan pushing Weldon Angalis, Freedom Grow. There's Randy Lanier is the head CEO of Freedom Grow. They're one of the forefront. Yeah, they're great. We love Freedom Grow.
Listen, anybody that can fucking drive a race car like a madman with skill. He had skills. You look at the old
Randy's
footage.
on the prowl.
Hey.
He's
And
coming.
he was supporting all that with the weed. He's the man.
Yeah, pretty much.
Dude, I mean,
You want to hear something crazy?
brother.
This is how bad the system is and how fucked up it is. So I've been messaging these guys on Instagram, send my paperwork as usual. I lead with paper. If you're a real dude and you do time and you're trying
have your paperwork.
and you're trying to make a quick connection and get to the fucking point, I want to do business. So I lead with my paperwork. I walked up to Corvain. He knew who I was. I knew who he was. He knew I did 8 years for marijuana. He did about 8 years before the pardon. We hugged each other. And we just sat there and looked at all the fucking stores and people making money. And and I was like, bro, this is insane. He goes, I know, Trav. He said, this is crazy. He said, they're getting out of hand with how much money they're making, not helping us. That's how we see it.
Right.
It's like, to us, it's like,
This is becoming a big business.
Right.
yes.
But that brings
and we
back
got
to what
my
I said
guys in
earlier.
jail. You hear this man? He just wants to be with his fucking family. He did 14 years. Can he get out? You know what I mean? Fuck.
It's funny how they allow you to, like, if you do have any type of license in Mass,
Kinda
the
what it
town
sounds
wants like a 3% impact fee, right? How come that fee doesn't go directly to like some type of fund that
Yeah,
gives
man.
back
Like
to,
the real victims,
the
man.
real victims
My
of the
mother was
situation.
devastated, bro. Like, man, and it's embarrassing for their family to have to deal. If nothing else, just the fucking my son's in prison. You know what I mean? Come on, man, this is bullshit.
I don't know. I think this was great. Came on, got some live calls. Definitely
That was great.
Got your word
That
out
was
here.
amazing. Actually, it
on
was
the show.
amazing.
Listen, I tell you what,
That
what's
might
great
help
is
some
your
people.
passion for this. You can feel it.
He's a
And
madman.
you know,
I like it.
you know what? And just feeling it, you want to get behind it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like-
He's passionate. I think you're
Like-
on the right track. You're already in 24 stores within less than a month of actually getting your first delivery.
I appreciate
I like the
you
packaging. I
guys.
love the story behind it. There's definitely some hot in there.
Oh yeah, I love you
There's
guys.
A lot
I love
of hot in
Boston.
there. It's all hot right there.
The big homies out here in Boston, man. I'm excited to just be alive, man. Shit's good. Life's good.